Welcome to SiGMA TV, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Sorina Campean, who is here from the Saïd Business School at Oxford University. We're talking about the entrepreneurship program there, and we're talking about joining students and entrepreneurs and business leaders and the difference that that makes to their education. Sorina, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go any further, obviously you are part of the Saïd Business School, which is based in Oxford in the UK, but we're talking here in Malta. So I've just got to ask you, how have you ended up in Malta? And I've got the feeling you ended up being here longer than you intended.
Trudy, thank you for the invitation, first of all. It's a pleasure to be here. It's true, I did come here back in October for my birthday, ended up staying for 3 months and a half now.
That's one hell of a birthday party.
It was amazing. Malta is a very welcoming country. I was lucky enough to get to know some of the local entrepreneurs. And so I've decided to extend my stay and explore a little bit the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Malta. And also I have good friends here who have kept me company.
That's fantastic. But so this is your first trip to Malta?
Second
trip to Malta.
Yeah.
So you already knew a little bit about Malta. You came for your birthday weekend. 3 months later, you're still here. How long are you going to be staying with us, or is that not known at this point?
To be determined.
Stay as long as you want. We love having you here. Well, listen, Sorina, we are talking about this entrepreneurship program over at Saïd Business School, and Saïd Business School is part of Oxford University as well. I'm extremely excited because we've been talking about it and the way that you do this and the way that it is different to other programs. So just fill me in. Tell me a little bit about the program and what you do.
So the Entrepreneurship Center, of which I'm part, sits within the Saïd Business School at the Oxford University, and we exist to support the entrepreneurial mindset and support the entrepreneurial aspirations of our students and alumni. So we engage with the students at different levels. If you imagine a pyramid, we have the inspirational level where we try to get students interested in starting up a business. We have the engage level at the middle of the pyramid where if a student or alum already has a business idea, then we support bringing that to the market. And then we have the accelerate level at the very top of the pyramid where we offer fundraising, financing opportunities, and we connect them to world-class experts. So the program that I run specifically, it's called the O Network, and it's actually a community of entrepreneurs and business leaders, and sits at the very top of the pyramid at the acceleration level. And what we do is we try to connect our students and alumni with business leaders and entrepreneurs, industry experts who, through their connections, will help the business accelerate, grow, and reach its full potential.
But you mentioned this, and you're talking about the students. What would the students be studying in order to be part of this program? Could it be any topic? So they could be looking at starting a business in any field, or is it very specific?
No, absolutely. Our experts come from 13 different industries. So the students that we engage with are either taking the Master of Business Administration at the business school or the Executive MBA. And so we work with all of them. Obviously they study business, but then they might decide to pursue a venture in any industry from healthcare to iGaming, for example. And so the way we've built this community is to make sure that we cover all the sectors, and then when a student or alum comes to us with a request for support and advice, I'm able to match them with the right person in that specific.
So this is amazing. This is incredible. So the students have access to business leaders and entrepreneurs who are already successful in business. And what level are we talking about for them, and how much access do they have? How does that work?
So we're talking C-level executives and founders of businesses. Most of the founders probably have exited 1 or 2 businesses already, so very senior people. The students, so our experts interact with students in a variety of ways. It can be giving lectures or putting together workshops on specific topics that they know very well. They can be invited as speakers for the conferences that we organize, but also, and this is the most sought after type of engagement, they also do one-to-one advisory sessions where the founding team will come with the business idea, and then they'll sit down, let's say, with the CEO of British Airways, who will be able to advise on very, very specific questions. So I think, you know, if I'm to rank the types of interactions, obviously that's the most desired one.
And is that obviously the key benefit is getting the advice and guidance, but is that the only benefit for a student?
I think the way I've thought of building this program was to rely a lot on chemistry. So it's not, we don't police it, we don't have very strict rules of engagement. And so what happens a lot of the times is that a friendship relationship is born out of these interactions, and the entrepreneurship expert ends up being a long-term mentor of that founder, or they even become investors in the business. So again, this is another benefit. It helps our students and alumni to grow their network, to be connected to what's happening in that specific industry, and to get a better understanding of how to better lead the venture that they're founding.
So this goes way beyond anything that you'd find syllabus-based.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a syllabus. It's not you have to connect with a business leader to fulfill this part of your qualification, your studies, or whatever. This is actually a relationship being built so that that student can then progress and take their dreams further and their aspirations further, which is fantastic. So they don't have to report back on how many hours they've spent with the mentor, or write a paper on what they discussed.
No, so all the programs that we run at the Entrepreneurship Center are co-curricular. So the students have the choice to take part in them. Of course, as a program manager, I do monitor how many hours the entrepreneurship experts give to the center. So we know that they offer over 200 hours per academic year in terms of engagement. But there's no reporting back. And I'm a true believer that letting this relationship happen organically leads to better results over time. And another interesting fact is that besides the interaction between the student or alum and the expert, I've also strived to build a strong connection among the members of the O network, so that they also take something away from their interaction with the business school.
So you talk about this relationship, and one of the most fascinating things I heard as I was watching a video on your website was a quote from one of your experts saying that they had come to inspire, but had been inspired. And in actual fact that your 53 experts that are part of this program actually get back from the program. What are they going to get back? Why would they get involved?
So it's interesting because when we reach out to potential experts, the ask is for them to give back. So this is a pro bono engagement. We're not paying them for the work that they do for the center, and most of these people are at the stage where they've already achieved professional success. Yeah. So they just want to give back and support the young generation of entrepreneurs. And I think it's the energy that they take from our students, the excitement, the fresh ideas, the fresh take maybe on things that have been done in the past. So they find inspiration in that, and I think they also find inspiration in the interactions that they have among each other. As I was saying earlier, we encourage them to, we create the space for them to get together and benefit from their peers.
I love that. I love that they get together, they create this, but I also love the fact that it's voluntary. Because when you are doing something because you've chosen to do it, rather than being forced to do it, you're much more likely to give more of yourself because you want to be there. You're there because you want to be there. So you've got these 53 experts who are on your program, that are part of your program. Where do they come from and what do they do?
So the key word to describe the O Network is diversity, and I've been striving to achieve this over the past 5 years. When I started, we had maybe a couple of people that the school was interacting with ad hoc, but since then we grew the network to 53, like you said. They come from 11 different countries, almost all continents.
Wow.
And then across 13 different industries, anything from healthcare to fashion, creative arts, whatever you can think of, we have it represented on the network. We are very close to striking a balance between men and women. So this is something that I care deeply about. It's really, really hard to convince female entrepreneurs to get involved in these kinds of programs, mainly because they have a more limited amount of time available. But this is something that I'm super keen on, and I've been working really hard to have that equal representation. Yeah, like I said, diversity is at the core of the work that we do with the O Network.
So if anybody's watching this and they think to themselves, wow, this is really awesome and I really like to get involved, are you open to other people getting involved in the program?
Absolutely, especially female entrepreneurs. So if there are any other watching, would love to hear from them. The way it works, we usually receive nominations, or we have people self-nominating. So they reach out to us, then usually I would have a first interaction with them. Ideally, it would have been in person. Unfortunately, because of the current context, it happens online. And then we have an advisory board made up of business, a faculty representative, a representative of our students, and 3 members of the Entrepreneurship Center. So I chair this committee, and together we look at the profile of the potential expert. And then if that person gets approved by the committee, then they become affiliated with the Entrepreneurship Center at Oxford University, and they commit to a certain time engagement over the academic year, and every year we review the engagement.
So somebody, again, if somebody, particularly a female entrepreneur, wants to get involved, they can find you, Sorina, at the Side Business School at Oxford University, get in touch and start that process. Sorina, thank you so much for joining us today. It sounds like an incredible and inspiring program, but I'm also thrilled that you're enjoying Malta so much that you're staying with us, and hopefully stay with us a little bit longer.
Thank you so much, Trudy. The pleasure was all mine.